Okay, welcome guys to another fun episode on Pixllab. Today we'll be looking at if you are with me from the start, you observe that we have talked about the icons at the top. Today's video will be talking about this icon at the down. This icon at the down. That's what we'll be talking about in today's video. So sit tight. Let's explain it. Try to make this video as short as possible, so that the image will be that big. So the first icon here, we're talking about the first icon here. Talking about this stuff here. That would look like A. You can see it now. That icon there, that's what we're talking about. That icon simply means an icon that you go to when you want to affect text only. When you want to affect anything concerning text, your character in your design, that's where you go to. That's where you see all the functions. If you want to copy text, if you want to change the color of text, you want to add gradient, you want to add shadow, anything you want to do to text, that's the icon you go to. So there is a default text here. Okay, look at it here. Let me click the A button. You can see it's highlighted. Now you can see many options here to edit. Click the edit. You can edit text, edit it to any format, right? Let's say Alice word. You can see it. This delete button, no function of delete now. To delete stuff, copy. You want to duplicate this stuff, you press copy, duplicate it. To take it to the front. Now let me make one of the text bigger so I can understand that function. Let me add background to this one. If you can see from here, one of the text is above one. This one with background is above the down one. Now I want to take that one at the down to the top. How do I do it? I just click on that one at the down, then click to the front. That one automatically come to the front. You can see it now, it's at the front, at the top of the other one already. The same thing to the back. If you want to take this one at the top to the back, just click to the back. You take it down to the last layer at the back. That's the function. The next icon here, this position icon. Hope you can see it. This position icon, as the name say, you have to position your object. Apart from clicking and dragging your text, you can just click on the position icon. Then you can click on the position icon. Then you can tap on these different buttons to move it either up, down, left or right. You just click it to move it. Sometimes you need to be careful moving your items. You can't drag it because the distance you are going to move it will be very small, very close. So you can't be dragging it. You can't be dragging it like that. So you need to use this icon. And take note, you can reduce the amount in which the thing move per pixel, or you can increase it depending on how you want it. So that's the function of the move button. The relative position button, this next button here. If you can see it, this relative position helps you to align the text in respect to the page. You have to align it. How does it work? Let's do it so you can see it. Let me click it. You can see different button here. Now the first one here, the first button here, look at this white stuff I'm showing on the screen. The first button here helps you to take it to the left. Click it, take it to the left exactly. Second one to the right. Just how to follow. This one in the middle, align it to the middle vertically. Why the one below it, directly below it, horizontally. So these are relative align tools. They are very useful in designing. Very useful. So just take note of it. The next one, text size. From the name you should know the function. Text size helps you to size your text. Helps to make how big is the text, how small is the text. Let me click this one now. You can scale it big, you can scale it small. So that's what text size do. Help you to make the size of the text big or small. You can either use the text size or can just hold the edge of this stuff here. Example, drag it. It's the same thing. But sometimes text size is good if you want to increase it a little bit. As you want to increase stuff a little bit from here now. I will use this. I just increase a little bit small. Yes, that's what we do. Padding. And what is padding? If you see this test, there's if you can see properly, these balls at the edge, all these balls at the edge, you can see this place, this place. Can see them now. Those balls at the edge, they are called padding. Like the test is not to that extent, to but you can see they see a space there. That's the padding for that test. You can reduce it, can adjust it depending on what you want. So let's click on the padding and let's adjust the left padding. You see that padding reduced. Let's adjust the right one. Ouch. Okay. Adjust the right one. You see the thing is becoming thinner. You can see it. So that's the function of padding. If I adjust the left one, let me adjust the left one to this side. Side will be very small. Let me adjust the right one. You can see it. This is the function of padding. This is just the function of padding. This is the function. Finish. Just to it just help you to adjust the space between the test, the edge of the test. Finish. That's the function. It's very useful. Sometimes all these tests, when by default they occupy very stupid space, so we need to remove short space so I can have space for designing, because it sometimes they disturb. So we use padding. That's the function. Color. Now from the name of color, you know what the function should be now, to add color to design. Not just color, you can add color, you can add gradient. What is gradient? Let me change the fonts to a very bold font so we can see what you are doing. I think this font is okay. Let me click it. Let me go to color. Color, this icon here. Click it. From here you can change the color to black, red. What is the color called? Light pink. Okay. So now, apart from adding color, you can still add gradient to your text. Just click on gradient. Then you can see already made gradients for you. And just click on this green, or let me click on the blue. You can see. I can add your own personalized gradient. I just change the anchor, make it something like this. Click this other anchor, click the color. Just add colors to color that you like. Let me click second anchor. Let me add on that red, light red this time. You can see this gradient. This is just how gradient is, to add two colors to a particular object, either a text or an image. What's the function of texture? Texture helps you to embed this next icon here. It helps you to embed your own personalized texture background to a particular text or shape. In this case, we are dealing with text, so it helps to embed a particular text, a particular background that you have into this text. I'm not speaking grammar, but it's not. Just click the texture icon. Look for a background. Assuming, which is not possible in this lab, assuming I'm using this my flyer here for my texture, for my text, I can just click it. And you can see it. My flyer has become a texture to the text. Now in the texture, you can adjust it. Which part? You can scale it. You can scale it to whatever you want. That's just the function of texture. It's very useful too, but I won't do that. I won't do it. Don't like it. That's the function of texture. Opacity. Opacity helps you to opacity helps you to tell you how transparent the object is. How opaque, how transparent object will be relative to the workspace you are designing. It's no big deal. Just click on it, check how it works. Click it, you can see the thing is fading away, because that's what opacity do. Help to make something transparent. And if it's 100%, that means the thing won't be transparent at all. If it's 50%, that means it will be 50% opaque, 50% transparent. That means you can see through it 50%. So that's just function of opacity. I won't do that. Rotate. All this stuff are just simple stuff. For common knowledge, you can know what they do. Rotate helps you to rotate your image, and you just rotate it depending on the degree you want. This is just what it does. Apart from that, you can see click on, you can see let me use my paint to show you. You can see this stuff here, this stuff that look like a half circle. You can see it. So that stuff, if you click and hold on that stuff, you can still rotate it apart from that function. So Pixllab just give us different medium in which you can do a particular thing. That's how most graphic app does. So if I'm going to a new graphic app today, they launch today, this is what I'm expecting from a good graphic app. So this is what they do. They'll give you different ways in which you can approach a particular thing for ease. Like for this one, I can just use my hand to rotate it. It'd be nice, but sometimes to rotate it with your hand is a little bit difficult. You will not know the angle, so that's why sometimes we come to this rotate here to know the angle if you are rotating into, if it's 45, because there are some design when we come to logo. You understand that all this stuff, they are very, very important, because logo deal with angles a lot of angles, and you won't be able to do it with your free hand, so you must surely use the rotate button. So those of you that will be with me till the end, you will experience logo. You will see how logo is being designed with Pixllab, and you will see how important this rotate function is. So the next one here is the mask icon. Sometimes it's better to just show you what it does than to explain. Click on the mask. Now if you click on this mask icon, you see 4 anchors here, which if you learn later, you will not control this stuff. But the simplest way to control this stuff, first of all, just your click and drag it to the part that you want. As if I want to mask a part in this test, I can just select it. Let me take it half of that up with you. It's okay, and I'll enable it. And you can see that part is gone. I've masked it with just that tool. That's the function of mask. That's just the function of mask, nothing else. All these functions are function to control the anchors here, this anchor here. So you can just, if you want to use mask, can use mask, but I will disable that. I don't need it. The next icon here is the font, which you saw me use before. The font helps you to change fonts. If you have installed font to your Pixllab, you see a lot of fonts that you have. Like me now, there are a lot of fonts. I have a lot of them. But Pixllab by default will give you this font. So you can change it to the one you want. Let me change it to this one. This one I want. And font are very, very useful in designing. It's one of the most useful thing in design. I'll emphasize on this. So you need to have font. If you don't have font, go and download. There are free fonts everywhere. There are some you pay for, but there are free fonts everywhere. Is that the function of fonts? Let me change it to a simple font. Okay, what's the next function? Style help you to style, just like the name, help you to style a font. Either you want to make it bold, or you want to make it italic, or you want to underline it. This last button here, circle it now. As it helps you to cancel all the styles you have added to your image. Like if I click this button twice, this italic button, it will take me back. So if I want to cancel all the styles I've applied to a particular text, I can just click it, then it will take me to default. So that's how it works. The next one here is curve. As the name says, curve. Just let me make this thing a single line, single row. Let me increase the padding so that everything will show. Okay. Now, if I want to make this thing curve, you have seen some design when testing it, when our tests are curve. So this is what we use, this function curve here. Just click it. You can bend your text, can make it curve, like all those our school logo that year. So that's how our logo look like. So this is what the curve does. You can bend it negative, positive, depending on what you want. You can do it like this, make it fly. Yeah. Okay, This is what this stuff does. Taste background, help you to add background to your taste. Very simple. Enable it. You can see what the function does. You can even change the color of the background to what you like. But sometimes I don't use this actually, because it has limitation. Because it stick to the taste. You can go back and edit it too. If you just want background, rectangular background at the back of the text, you can do something like that. And do it. You can even use gradient. Wow, and you can to do it just depending on what you want. These are various options. Pixllab is a very great app for designing. Very nice. Align. Now let me break this thing back. Now you can see this next option, align. This align helps. It's not relative align now. It's just align. If you make tests with different lines, like what I did here, let me make it here. Let me make it two with up and down, different lines. That is one at the top, one at the down. This allows you to align the text together. Is it all the text will start from the left, or all the text will start from the right, or everything will be aligned to the center? What do I mean by those stuff? Let me click to the left. You can see everything has come to the left. Let me click the other side, the right. Let me click justify center. That's just the function of align. That's the function. It's good. It's proper for you to know all these functions. If you can't remember them, write them down. It's good to have notes. When I started graphic designing, I had notes at that time. Until when I discovered that there was no use for me to have notes again since I've done it. So if you know you can't remember everything, you can have a note to write them down. But take notes. Practice will only be the thing that will make you remember this stuff. No matter how you read your just note. This is not secondary school or university. This is practical session. This is the practice. This is what when you are doing training in Pixllab more and more often, that's when you be more good, not by studying your note. So it's good to have note. Next one here is spacing between tests. This is just a function to space test. So space is you have space between the tests. Finish. Nothing else. Next one, the same thing. Just this one is vertical. Have space between the tests vertically. Finish. This is just the function. What's the next one? There are lots of functions here. Stroke to add outline to your text. You can see. You can use color. Can you create it? But let me use color. Let me create a stroke quick so I can see it. It's just to add outline to your text. This function of stroke. Nothing else. You can change the color to. Ouch. This is painful. Black, white. I think white is sweet for this design. Let me leave this stuff. That's the function of stroke. Shadow to add shadow to the back of your text. And you can look at this stuff now. There's no shadow at the back. So let me add shadow so you can see what the thing does. Just click on your shadow icon, enable. Then you can increase the shadow, you can reduce the opacity. If you know the meaning of opacity, the transparency, how big your objects are, how big they are. So that's opacity. So it shouldn't be new to your ears again. You get can add data glow, but sometimes it's good to disable this one. That's the function of shadow, to add shadow to the back of the text. You can see, let me move background for this image. Now you can see the difference between a text that has shadow and a text that doesn't disable. Let me change the font to change nice. Now you can see the difference. Although they are not the same color, or should I make it the same color? Make that color like gradient. Okay. And you can see difference between these two stuff that is with stroke and shadow, and the other is not without stroke. It's without stroke and does not have shadow. You can see the difference. Some is way more beautiful than the other one. So that's just this stuff. When you know the principle of design, you know where to apply this stuff. You should be doing. If you do a podcast sessions from there, you get your experience. You know when to apply this stuff and know when not to apply it. Sometimes I apply stroke and shadow. Sometimes I apply just stroke. Sometimes I apply only shadow, no stroke. Sometimes I apply none, and the design will still come out well. So that's it. That's designing. What's the next function? Emboss. Emboss. This is the function of emboss. You might not notice it well, but it makes your image look like a little bit plastic. That's just stuff. It gives lightning to one part. You can see where I'm directing lightning to, and the other part will give you shadow. It's a function. The function is very, very nice. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. Let me view this. As if you look closely, you see that one part of my image is dark, and because it's white stroke, you won't be able to see it at A, but this part will be light. So that's the function of a boss. Let's go back to our previous stuff. Where did we stop? Oh, I missed the inner shadow. I missed it. Now the inner shadow helps you to apply shadow inward of the stuff. Let's click it. Let's see what it does. Now if you take a close look, let me take a close look, you see something. Let me remove it. Look at the text closely. I can see there's a shadow inside of the stroke. It's coming inside, and this function is very, very beautiful. It makes your text pop. So it's very, very nice depending on where you use it. So inner shadow is a great option. Perspective, help to put your text in perspective. Just click on the arc or draw it. Actually, they are not usually important, but at least able to set your text to perspective. Depending on what you want. Maybe you want to position this stuff on wall. You have seen text mockup now. You have to position text on the wall. So this what you usually use. If you want to do a Pixllab, because normally I don't use Pixllab for that, but if you want to do a Pixllab, this is what you use. You position it with perspective, then this is what you have. Your text will now be in perspective form. Yes, which the name implies. So that's just a function of perspective. I'm just trying to get you guys familiar with Pixllab before we start designing, so that it will be like familiar to you. TVD rotate. Let me undo perspective. TVD rotate. This one is on like normal rotating. This one is TVD. How does it work? Normally that one we just rotate something like this. If previous rotate, we just do something like this only. But 3D rotate is nice and more cool. The thing is sweet. Actually, I use it a lot in my design. So I'll click on 3D rotate. Let me rotate towards this. As you can see, it very nice. Just like perspective, just as one is different. You can see it. Can make your text flat. We take it in back, or the other side can turn it. Change the function of 3D rotate. Very, very sweet and nice. It has a good function. 3D text. This, as the name implies, the next one, 3D text. It's able to create 3D of your text. 3D. Same thing. I want to make my text deep. Can do it. Or you can change the color. You can do it at the back. Darken it. There are a lot of functions here. All this stuff actually majorly sometimes you don't need to know everything about the group. You can see this TVD stuff. There are a lot of things here. A lot of things. Lightning. These are just simple knowledge. From simple knowledge, you know that lightning helps you to direct where the light come from, or where the shadow is. That's the function of lightning. The intensity, how intense the light is. These are just simple terms you need to get yourself familiar to in designing space. So that when you see something, you won't just go to Google and start typing what is the stuff for what is the function of this stuff in so any design app I enter today, I'll just look at the terms and I'll know the function instantly because I'm used to designing. Yes, that's the stuff. If you are used to designing, you know your design terms. If you are a chemistry student, you used to chemistry terms. You used to assuming you are doing gas laws. There are terms in gas that they use in. Sorry for the art students are here, but I'm a science student, so that's what I know. If you are dealing with gas law, you know that in gas law, there are laws used to describe volume, pressure, temperature. So those are terms. In design, there are terms used. I'm just communicating to you because you guys are beginners. That's why I'm not using some terms to describe some things, because I know you guys are new. Most of you are new to this stuff. So that's what you do. You just need to know the terms in design then. And last thing, design is sometimes there are some things in design that does not have principle, like all this stuff. Now you may not know that function. How do you know that function? Just go and test it. What does it do? Pixllab, I learned many things in Pixllab, like all these functions by myself before I registered for tutorials, like for phone graphics. I've done system is not full, but I still better to join the Pixllab because Pixllab still has its rules. So I learned many things myself personally before I registered. I didn't register for basic class that time again. I registered for advanced class. That's the stuff. So you can just get familiar with themes in graphics, then everything will be good for you. Life will be easy. Okay, let me undo all this stuff. TVD shadow. What TVD shadow? This is TVD shadow. There's no need to explain it. These are functions to blow it. This one, this one, this one. So that's the function. Just try. Okay. Inflation helps you to inflate your text at the down. Once you click it, you see the function. So this is the function inflation. What you show those people that are done at the end and up put one at the down. They use the inflation effect. The other was image can achieve this one, but if I want to use this method, that's the same thing. So you show this stuff. So show this stuff we have just done. It's just for test only. Let me use my pen so you can see it. It's just for the test only. The other functions in what's it called in shape. This one is called shape. You see that one? That one is called shape. That one circle. It's called shape. Everything you want to affect about shape is there. So it's similar function, almost the same thing. Let's look at it. Stuff is still on. Okay, let's look at shape. Look at it. It's the same thing. Let me draw shape. Let me delete this text. They are not useful anymore. If you want to add shape, just click on this add icon, type shape, add shape. You can change the color from the starting safe. Change the color. Opacity. Assuming I'm adding a rectangle, a square instead. Now if you click on the shape, you see there are a lot of options here. Crop. How to crop this shape, and how to crop it to here. Click it. Crop it. These are just the same function. You can see them. The same functions, the same thing. Just like test. Just that this one, if I click test now, this will confuse people in Pixllab. If I click test now and I go to shape, there will be no function here for me to. You can see there's no function. There's no function here, except I go to the test panel. That's when I will see function about the test. Same thing with shape. If I click on shape and I go to test, you won't see anything here because I'm on the test panel. But if I go to shape, that's when I will see functions that I will use in applying to shape. I think the only thing differentiating test and shape is first of all the crop, which I've showed you just now. Let me add another shape. Let me make this thing circle. This one I want to crop it. I can just crop and make it a hemisphere. Sorry. If I do this stuff like this, you can see I've cropped it. I've made these are just tricks. I think there's nothing else that differentiates circle shape from a test. Is there anything? Erase color. Okay, this erase color function, we'll be doing it now at the end. I won't explain it here because I know I explained it deeply in all the courses when I use the erase color function, so you understand it if you continue watching video. So that's the stuff. This one, the same function with test. Now what's the last one? Where's my pen? This one here. That's called the background. Go back. That's called the background. Let me click it. These functions allows you to affect the color of your background. And let me delete this thing. Let me delete this one. Now you see, this background by default, Pixllab will give you this stupid dumb looking background. It's fine, but for what I'm doing, almost of the project I've done, this background is very, very useless to me. So if you want to change this background, you can either add color to it. Normally we start with color. So you can either change the color of the background to something like this. This is the style with something is nice now. Or to this one, or to this one. I'm just using the default gradient. Or to solid color yourself to white, to pink, to dark red, and so on. Or you want to make the background transparent. As you are designing a logo. If you are doing the logo design, you will see. And make the background transparent. And if you see this black and white dot here, this is not the background though. This just means that anything you'll be doing, assuming I'm creating a shape here like this, This thing, if I export this document now as PNG, this background would be a mob. The only thing I will see in my document is this white square that I placed. This white and black dot, it means that the background is transparent. That's what it means. Image size. This thing is useful to me when I was designing frames. Actually, I do all that work apart from graphic design and print or business card, all those ones. Assuming I'm doing an A4 flyer now, I can just click on the image size, then click the size of A4, the ratio actually. I think A4 is 11.6, which is 1160. No, 8.3. A4 800 by 1160. The size for A4. I just click it and I can scale it. Take a look at the size of the screen has changed because this A4 size. The same thing. If I want to make Instagram post, I think is 1:1 and 1080 by 1080. This is size for Instagram. Or you can, I think there are functions here. Yes, YouTube thumbnails. There are even some custom ones that have been prepared for you. You can use square, which is Instagram. 1:24. It's for Instagram. Profile picture square. It's still 1:1 format. YouTube thumbnail 6:9. Now look at it. There are some custom ones, but sometimes when designing, you don't use the custom one. Sometimes depending on the social media platform you are. If it's Facebook story, you look for the size of Facebook story. I won't tell you because I don't have it in my head. You just go to YouTube, Google, type size dimension for Facebook story. You see it. So that's design. That's designing. Assuming this bag, let me change the ratio bag. This ratio I don't like it. Square. I like square a lot. But I design most of my flyers, Instagram flyers. Okay. Assuming all you have done, this stuff is not beautiful enough for you. If you want to add image as background, you can just click on the image. This first image option gives you access to Pixllab image. Yes, so you want to use Pixllab image as background. This is nice. Wow, although I've not used it before in my life, but at least it's nice. This function helps you to access Pixllab image. What about image from your gallery? If you want to, because most of my friends I don't use all this stuff. I use image from my gallery directly. So how do you do it? You just click on from gallery, then we take it to then you can look for backgrounds. Let me look for a background for me. Load. I can just choose one background here. Let me choose this one. I'm assuming this background I want to use. I crop it, then boom, I've done it. But majorly most of my videos you won't be seeing me using this one because it has limitation. You can see here I can't affect the opacity of this stuff. No, I can't affect it because it's just background. So that's how the stuff is. The next icon here is also know the function app. This one helps you if you want to snap your background live, then put it to Pixllab. I won't do it here. That's what you do. So that's Pixllab for you. Try experiment this on your own, and you give me feedback in the group chat. So no problem. Until the next video, stay safe and take care. Goodbye.